Hey guys,
We are live.
welcome back to BS Sports Talk.
Like, get on here. Where you at? Where you
Yeah,
at?
let's
Oh,
get
James
on it.
is on. What's James doing?
I know. I hope Inman's here
He was
too.
so interactive last week.
I know. Very good. JC, I might have to shoot you a text, get you on here.
There you go. Send to the group chat. Everybody get in there. Stop talking in here. Talk on the group chat.
No
Or
doubt.
talk on the BS Sports Live broadcast. Brought to you by nobody yet.
It'll get there.
It'll get there. Yeah.
Our champion, my championship belt in the background.
Ooh. It could be ours. I mean, I'd win it this year. I'll take it. But if I do, I said I'm putting that NWO on it.
Nice. Ooh, we got one,
We got one.
two.
It's Miranda. It's Miranda.
Oh, Brandon. Hey,
Hey,
Brandon.
Brandon Daddy's there. What's up?
It's at 4. 4.
There you go. Well, we got it. Let's get rolling. It's all right. Week 4. What we thinking? Some interesting stuff happening in week 4. So,
Ooh.
first of all, talk about your boy.
My boy Dwayne Haskins tore it up, I felt like, against the Ravens.
But got benched.
But got benched for somebody who knows the offense better. Hello, Miranda. What's up, James?
Tough sledding.
Tough sled. Throws over 300 yards on the Ravens, and Rivera says Kyle Allen gives us a better chance to win.
Like, it's like, oh, you're doing really well now. Like, you had a bad. I feel like it was like a predetermined. I don't think it didn't matter what he did. He could have thrown 17 touchdowns.
T-Money! What's
you
up,
go.
buddy?
There you go.
Yeah, he said that he had been thinking about it for a few weeks. Like, just don't even start him this year then, if that's your case. If we're only 4 weeks into the season, going into week 5, if you've been thinking about it for a few weeks, you never wanted to start him.
Yeah. But especially you wait until he like starts to turn it on. You're like, nah, you don't know this offense. We don't want you here. So
Your boy Lamar bounced back this week.
yeah, Lamar. It was something I said. There were some rumblings. We were thinking, man, what's he looking like fantasy? He had a
Yep.
bad game against the Chiefs.
I tried to work on that, get Lamar from
Trying to
him.
move that angle. Lamar's gonna get his.
Wife made me remove them for all the fall decorations, James. I had like
Vegeta's
10 of them
gone.
up there, bud. Broly, Goku, all up there. She took them from me.
Yeah. But yeah, Lamar, not worried. Like I said, he bounced back, especially with the last half of the season, the competition he's going to face. He's going to get his for sure.
I agree. I think he's going to just continue. His schedule's week 2.
T-Money saying Haskins getting traded. I mean,
I don't even know if it'll be the end of the season, to be honest. I think we could see it before the end of the year. They said that they are comfortable putting Alex Smith in there. What are we doing? Tanking for Justin Fields? I read Trey Lance. I don't want Trey Lance. He plays at North Dakota State. He struggled the other night.
State.
Yeah.
Mike, you're not a big North Dakota State fan?
I mean, look at Carson Wentz, okay?
Yeah.
But Haskins,
Yikes.
let him get traded to the Steelers. I will not root for him still. I will turn against him. Give him we're not going to get much out of him, but send him to somewhere where he can sit behind a veteran. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Fields is mine, maybe in this league, but not in real life. He's got Burrow. Don't be greedy.
Yeah, Joey Burrow, baby, who's looking good. I mean, well, we can go straight into the Bengals.
Do it.
They finally used Joe Mixon how you're supposed to use Joe Mixon.
The real Joe Mixon stood up. That boy was out ready to ball against Jacksonville.
Yeah, like, come on.
Is there a difference between Haskins or Fields? Hey, I will not tolerate that, you Florida Gators fan. That is disrespectful, okay? That's horrible.
Yeah.
Is there a difference between Fields and Haskins? Have you seen, even in college, and this is an NFL pod, killing me, James. Even in college, Haskins overthrew the ball a lot because the way his mechanics work, his motion is, he doesn't set his feet right, he doesn't drive in the ball, uses a lot of upper body.
Yeah.
Justin Fields is a very pure quarterback. I think he throws a nicer ball than Haskins. He's more accurate than Haskins, and he's definitely faster than Haskins. Just
More of a
joking.
dual threat.
Definitely more of a dual threat, and I think he has a better all-around arm.
Yeah.
Got me sweating already, James.
But yeah, Joe Mixon, finally,
Yes.
Cincinnati. used
Huge
him.
game.
Yeah, so 151 yards rushing, 30 more yards receiving on 6 receptions, was a good 6 of 6, had 3 total touchdowns.
Yep.
So fantasy football wise, if you have Joe Mixon, yes,
Yeah.
good for you.
Yep.
You're not selling him.
Joe
If you did
Burrow,
sell him,
yeah.
I hope you got something good for
I
him.
bought in on Joe. Joe Burrows looked great for Cincinnati. Definitely living up to the number 1 pick hype. Tyler Boyd is showing out that he's that number 1 receiver now. Maybe AJ Green finds his footing. It's a nice number 2 option there, but it's Tyler Boyd's team.
Yeah.
Or at least in the wide receiver
His room.
department.
Yeah, I think the wide receiver room is clearly Tyler Boyd.
Let's talk about
Guys on the downslide. This is just like, I would, downside are just not living up to the fullest potential.
You don't really know what's going on with their situations because it just blows your mind how they're being used.
Yeah, I mean, we got Kenyon Drake, who the touches have been there, 18, 20 touches, getting the yards, but man, they just don't want to get that guy a touchdown. It's all Kyler Murray or Chase Edmonds. So we'll see. Jacobs right there. Perfect example. Josh Jacobs. I don't think they keep putting him. He's on our bus every single week. They keep putting him top 10. He has. So let's start with it. He has the talent.
Correct.
They're just not going to use him. I think it is.
See, I don't know though because his usage is high. Like he gets a lot of carries.
Well, at times. Yeah. So the first 2 games he did, but the last 2 games are a lot more.
16, 17,
15, 16 carries, 3 receptions, less than 100 yards, no touchdowns. Like I just feel like that to me with the way they in that offense, unless they want to change something. I think that's what
and part of it I think too could be because they don't have any wide receiver threats right now outside of Hunter Renfrow. Brian Edwards is out. Henry Ruggs has been out. They're back. Darren Waller, though, is still feasting. I don't know. Jacobs, he has to have a lot of volume for... He's similar to Derrick Henry. He needs a lot of volume for a lot of yards, and you're kind of depending on touchdowns because...
That's the thing, I feel like that's a good similarity there, I would say, I mean, he needs 25 carries a game. He might get you 3.5, 4 yards a carry, but he needs that to be like the fantasy stud. He needs the 2 or 3 touchdowns a game,
and you need it. I mean, because he's even involved in the passing game, 3-4 catches a game, and the numbers for Jacobs just aren't popping off the charts like they should be.
Yeah, I like him a lot, but I just think in that offense, I don't think that he's a top 10 guy like they keep putting him every single week.
I agree, James. I love Mason Waller too.
Waller's another guy, a rookie though. So he is young, so you got to think, but has the talent in a great situation.
My guy.
Jonathan Taylor. Had at first, beginning of the season, you're thinking, well, it's going to take him a while. He has Mack there. Mack goes down. Hines ends up looking like he's going to be a stud. Then he doesn't get any love. Right. And he kind of came back this last week. And then Taylor, he saw that huge usage, I think, in game 2, and then now it's been
40%, 44% of the snaps. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You've got Wilkins coming in there late, stealing the touches in the fourth quarter nonstop. The disrespect that Jonathan Taylor gets from Frank Wright has me upset. I went through this last week. You got to stop it on me.
Yeah, I think you picked him to be the number 1 running back, RB1.
That was like a couple weeks ago, but I did predict him to score against the Bears. No Bears. They did beat him, but he didn't score.
Tough sled. I think somebody could put Joshua Kelly in there as well. Yeah, another one. He kind of had the opportunity there. Thought they're going to feed him the ball. I'm interested to see now a guy that I was big on in that offense, Justin Jackson. Now that Eckler's down, of course I didn't pick him up. Someone else picked him up in my league. I had him for the first couple weeks and then dropped him just because he was hurt and it looked like Kelly and it was going to be the Kelly and Eckler show. But now Eckler is out for a while. Kelly hasn't been looking the greatest. I'm so interested to see if Justin Jackson is healthy.
Something similar to White Russians.
Oh yeah,
that'll be on the docket for next week.
That's
White
next
Russians.
Week. Good call though. It's
similar. This is like a chocolate malt mix. It's actually really good. I was shocked. I'm enjoying it.
We're gonna start calling these guys out. Maybe he's a sponsor.
We do. Chi-Chi's.
Chi-Chi's. We got the Chi-Chi's.
White Russians are next week, guys. Thank you.
Yes.
So next up on our list, kind of a little bit of both of a shock factor here. Allen Robinson balled out, Tammy, but I do agree you guys need to find another person outside of Allen Robinson. You need to get that running game going in Chicago. It's hard sledding for Chicago right now with Foles or Trubisky. I think maybe gave up on Trubisky a little bit too early, but that's just me. But next to a couple of our surprises, Cleveland beats Dallas.
Ooh, how about them Cowboys?
Cleveland's 3-1. Dallas is 1-3. That's awful.
Who would have thunk it? The thing is, the Dallas offense is looking good. It's that defense, man. That defense looking bad. Everybody, I was making this joke earlier because I have Michael Gallup in one of my teams. It's like everybody on that offense is fantasy relevant except for Michael Gallup. So
100%.
You got, Cooper going off. CD's looking like a stud.
Dallas D is
good.
terrible.
You have Zeke, who's obviously looking awesome.
Dalton Schultz.
Yeah.
What's up, Jamie?
So Jamie tagging in the house, but yes, Daddy, Dallas D does.
It is atrocious, and they have decent talent on that defense, but they let Byron Jones walk. They cut Clinton Dix. I mean, they need to go out and sign Earl Thomas. Crazy situation with Earl Thomas, though. I guess in Houston, I know I briefly talked about it last week. Reports came out that players went to Bill O'Brien and ownership.
Bill O'Brien.
Yeah, Bill O'Brien. Went to the ownership and Bill O'Brien, and we're like, we don't want Earl Thomas in this locker room. I saw some speculations of people thinking he was fooling around with other people's significant others. I don't know. I'm not in that locker room.
Action. Woo. But yeah, Bill O'Brien's out. I can't believe it took this long.
Yeah.
That dude walks in and he gets that Hopkins trade, like just says, hey, I'm thinking about this. You'll be like, get out. Just get out.
Should have been fired on the spot.
Yeah. Get out. Get your stuff. Don't even get your stuff. Just walk out the door. We'll send it wherever you
Guy
want.
tries to coach like he's Belichick, and he's not Belichick.
So bad.
Players gonna play, bub. True. But I think Bill O'Brien's long time ago should have been out. He's had multiple winning seasons in Houston, but come on. Yeah. He essentially traded DeAndre Hopkins for David Johnson and Brandon Cooks. That's like a trade that goes down in my league. Okay? Like, that's some crap that goes down in my league.
You are kidding there.
Yeah, I'm not kidding there.
Yeah, Tammy, like you said, quarterback throws over 500 yards and you still lose.
Completely agree. Dak Prescott is playing well. He does need to start to pull out some of these wins. He did turn it over late. Yeah. But
the numbers are there.
It's just the offense. Dak Prescott's doing everything he can. You can't score as many points as he's scoring in Cleveland. Cleveland just puts it on you. Yeah. And Baker Mayfield didn't even break 200 yards passing. I mean,
they get the win.
Jarvis Landry's out here throwing touchdown passes. OBJ's running 50 yards for a
start
touchdown.
Jarvis. Yeah, just put Jarvis Landry
in. Might as well flex him every week. He might play quarterback tomorrow or Sunday.
That's true. Let's see. I feel bad for Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
I mean, tough. Look, he's still doing well getting his, but man, it's just tough. 0-4.
Hello, Samantha Grimsley.
There you go. Sam's on. But, he's there. You think he's going to be the future, and man, tough.
Tell us the bad trades in your league. I mean, it's not up to me to say what's a bad trade. I can only give you my opinion if you submit a trade, and I will give you an honest take on whatever you submit to me.
If you give us the scenario, we can go over it.
I'm not about to start calling people out, and no names are going to be used up in there. I ain't up here to offend anybody too much.
I like that.
But going back to Cleveland, hey, Kareem Hunt's about to feast. What's up, Derek?
What's up, man?
But Kareem Hunt's about to feast in that.
If you have Kareem Hunt, it's going to be the Kareem Hunt show.
I didn't think Chubb was going to be out 6 to 8 weeks, but the fact that he's going to be out 6 to 8 weeks, Kareem Hunt's about to remind people he was a top 5 back just a few years ago with Kansas City.
Talent's still there. He's been relevant even splitting time.
Yeah, he's been like a top 20 back all year, splitting carries. I mean, Hunt is going to be loving it. That's for sure.
He's going to get his for sure.
Yeah, and they got to lean on him. You can't have Jamie. Yeah, you just pulled off a great trade for him. You can't have Baker Mayfield trying to throw for 300 yards because it isn't going to happen.
It's not going to happen. We'll just say that.
Johnson got carries, though. He did get carries. I agree, Derek Hunt's got it. But Johnson got carries, but I see he's not going to get what Hunt was getting, in my opinion. Yeah. He will get touches because they're going to use 2 running backs. I will miss my boy Chubbs and Aaron Jones. I'm sorry, James.
It does. It is tough. You never want to see anybody go down to an injury. But Baker is horrible. Apparently the Browns are the only people on the
4th best quarterback in that division. Maybe 5th. I might put RG3 ahead of him.
Yeah, you put RG3 ahead of him.
Yeah. Not a Baker fan.
Yet another bad quarterback.
Jarvis Landry's probably the best quarterback on that team.
I say put in Jarvis Landry. Go for it.
Might as well.
Go for it.
Hey, one person isn't going to bring a belt home.
That's true.
It is going to take a squad of you. I ain't giving it up that easy.
You're just ready to put a big NWO on that thing. That's just what I'm saying. I'm going to sneak it. It's going to happen. The team's going to come alive. Kenyon Drake is going to score a freaking touchdown sometime this season.
Maybe when he gets traded to another team.
Yeah.
Burrow, best in the league. All right, that is definitely a Bengals take.
I don't know if Burrow, I would say best in the league. He's legit.
Yeah. He's I'll give him top 20 quarterback.
Yeah.
He's right there with Haskins.
Yeah. On the other side, we talk about the Texans. We talk about the Vikings. Justin Jefferson. Woo! Looking good.
That boy's balling.
Kid can play some football.
Yeah.
I like me some Justin
he is
Jefferson.
picking up. It took him a little while to pick up where Diggs left off. Diggs is killing it in Buffalo.
Hey, the only two receiving. What we say he had?
217 yards for Thielen and Justin Jefferson, I believe is what it was. And Cousins had like 260.
It was just, that's all he's throwing to. So, yeah, you got Thielen or Jefferson. Those are the only two guys you want on
What's up, Jared?
Besides Dalvin Cook, obviously running back. But receiver-wise, that's you don't want to Kyle Rudolph.
It's rough.
Like that.
Ooh. Next, Ravens versus the Giants, or the Rams versus the Giants. What was that?
Kind of tough look for the Rams, man. I thought that offense was going to light them up. I mean, still got the win.
17 to 9, something like that. If you're the Rams,
I mean, the Rams 200 yards passing and 58 yards rushing. They had a total team 258 yards against the Giants, who are 0-4 now. They were 0-3.
And coming out of that game, I don't trust any running back. You can start Cup. You still have to start Woods. Yeah. I'm not Higbee's scaring me. I don't know what that boy did. He had that 3-touchdown game, and he's like, that's it for my paycheck. He's done for the season or something.
Yep.
Goff is marginal at best. He's still better than Carson Wentz at this point, but
Carson Wentz. Let me start on Carson Wentz. They got to move on from that guy.
Rams is disappointing. I agree. Yeah. They're the least sexy 3-1 team in the NFL. They just are.
I just don't know with that offense. They got to get it figured out.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's see. Falcons versus Green Bay. Falcons 0-4.
Oh my gosh, what was
Who
that?
would have thunk it? Man, I feel bad for all the Falcons fans out there.
You blow 3 leads and then you don't even show up to play. You don't even. They lost Taylor. Who lost Taylor? The Rams?
Yeah, I'm not sure what that one. Elaborate, Brandon Eric Deddy.
Dots on the Lions. Or you put loins, but it's Lions.
The loins. The loins are good.
But the Lions, again, another team that just keeps blowing leads. They gave up 35 straight points they went up 14-0 on the Saints, gave up 35 straight points. I don't understand it. Matt Patricia's time to go. They lost Zach Taylor. Oh, yeah. Sure. Yeah. We'll skip that. That's rough. I don't. Zach Taylor's interesting. I don't know. Sean McVay was supposed to be the offensive genius there. I think they should have. Yeah, they should have kept Gurley probably. They should have kept a Brandon Cooks. They've given up so much on that offense to try to get better on defense, and that offense, what they're giving up on offense is starting to catch up to them.
Well, yeah, I mean, you lose. I think between Cooks and Gurley, it was over.
Yeah.
It was like 200 targets or something like that between the two of them.
Yep.
So it's like, man, that's.
And I don't think Malcolm Brown, Henderson, and Cam Akers, I don't think them combined as good as what Gurley could be. So it's a rough team right now. They're paying out a lot of money to just barely beat the Giants.
That's true. So hopefully, I mean, it's still early.
Yeah.
But hopefully here, they get to turn on. Like I said, Cubs still getting his. He's had a touchdown each of the last 2 games. Woods was looking really good the first 3 games. Had his worst game last week. But we'll see. I wouldn't give up on them 100% yet. Again, they are 3-1. They're still winning. But I think they start to get it figured out.
Back to the Lions, though. They just need to fire Matt Patricia. They need to get Matt Patricia out of there. He's terrible as well. Another guy coming from that big Bill Belichick coaching tree that just isn't Bill Belichick, and people are waiting for it. He's not a good head coach. He's not good. He's wasting Stafford. DeAndre Swift's being wasted. Yeah. You don't bring Adrian Peterson in off the street and start him over Carry-On, start him over Swift. I like AP, don't get me wrong, but there's something you're not Bill. Quit trying to be Bill. You have Matthew Stafford. Let's sling the ball. You have Galladay. You have Marvin Jones. You have Hawkinson. You have Amendola. I'm kind of tired of Matt Patricia. Like he said, he had to rebuild a culture. Jim Caldwell had that team winning games, beating Packers, Bears, Vikings. They were competing every year with Caldwell. Yep. Now it's like a shell of themselves. It's horrible.
Yep.
Oh, you're scared of it. Oh, really, Miranda?
It's just 5 seconds of fame. Come on.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, tough. Rodgers. I mean, you go to the other side. Green Bay, looking good.
Stafford needs to be on a good team. Guy can throw the ball. Absolutely.
I love me some Stafford. He was on pace. Before he got injured last year, he was on pace to be a top 5 quarterback.
Yep. I love Matthew Stafford. He's tough. He's gritty. He plays hard. put him. The Lions almost traded him to the Dolphins last year, and then he got hurt.
Yeah.
Glad that they didn't. I don't want to see him go to the Dolphins, but I think the Dolphins is a better situation almost than Detroit because I think Flores is also out of that Belichick tree, but I think he's a heck of a coach. Brian Flores is winning games. He was in the Tua sweepstakes. Didn't get first overall pick because his team still competed for him.
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford needs a better team. Put him on a number of other teams. The Colts could have used him over Philip Rivers. I love Matthew Stafford. He's somebody I hate to see, like Calvin Johnson, wasting away in Detroit.
Yeah. Oh, man. Calvin Johnson. There you go. Bringing up that's tough.
What's up, Micah? How you doing, buddy? We already trashed the Patriots, talked about how terrible they are. They got no luck without Cam. Stidham's terrible. Hoyer's even worse. Patriots aren't even getting talked about on this show. But I appreciate you tuning in, Micah. I do.
You're gonna call him out as soon as he gets on.
I do.
Micah, yeah, look at that. As soon as he tunes in, you gotta call him out.
Hey, there's Erica. It can't be Mason on here to watch us talk about football. Has to be Erica.
Yeah.
How are you guys doing today?
Has to be on. All right, we do some rankings.
We're gonna jump on the rankings.
You guys gotta help us out with some rankings here. We're gonna go through these, tell you kind of guys we think potential booms or bust. If you don't agree, call our BS. Tell us.
Yeah, for sure. Come call it. Yeah, hey guys, if you got any questions, anything you want to throw at us, throw them at us. We're ready for you.
Yep.
We'll give you anything you want. We're here for you.
All right, first bust. Patrick Mahomes, number one. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes, he's fine up there at
Yes.
the number one spot quarterback rankings. You got Josh Allen up there at the number 3.
Yeah.
What about Josh Allen, man?
That kid continues to impress.
Looking good.
Almost 300 yards passing again last week. 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. He rushed for a touchdown.
Yep.
Hey, man, nobody saw this coming out of Josh Allen. I mean, he just...
I thought he was going to be good. I had him and I traded him.
Yeah?
I said, I mentioned it before.
Hey,
I didn't know he was going to be MVP good.
I drafted Brady over him.
My
I mean,
gosh.
I thought he was going to be good, like you said. I didn't think he's going to be this darn good. The
He's
MVP,
stud,
he keeps it up. And I think he should be the MVP because he's doing the most with the least. Now, Diggs is really good, but Singletary, Moss, Dawson, Knox, can I just call BS for fun? No, Andre needs done. BS that. BS that. Get that out of here. Go.
Love it.
There's like this magical thing in the house. You leave clothes piled in a hamper, they get folded, put away somehow. Don't know how it happens. I'm not going to mess with that.
It's that magic. Yeah. So, all right, let's look through here. You got Lamar at the 4, Dak, Kyler Murray at the 6.
Kyler Murray going against the Jets. QB won this week. Every time I do this, it blows up in my face.
Ooh, I don't know, man. I mean, the potential's there, but the passing yard, I think he's going to have to rush it, and then hopefully he's not throwing those picks or fumbling. He's had some turnover issues.
Yeah.
So,
but I'm QB number 1, or at least close to QB number 1 numbers.
QB 1?
Yeah. He's playing the Jets. Did you see what Brad Rippon did? He didn't even... Nope, he didn't top 25 this week. The Broncos' third string quarterback came in and lit them up for at least a good solid half. Yeah, I know, guys. She's being hard on me, isn't she? Thank you.
What do you think? Gardner Minshew,
At
number 9. And he's playing
against Houston. It depends on if they keep the pressure off of him because the Dolphins got pressure on him and it completely threw Gardner off his game. Trust me. Gave me a good 9 points that week. I think they could have to score a lot because Houston will put up points because their defense is kind of horrible. Who's the Broncos? What's
Who's the Broncos?
What is the record of the Bengals? Okay. We're probably right there with you. Come on, my Broncos. What are you doing that for?
What else we got?
Washington's
here?
almost first in the division.
So you got Drew Brees at the 18 versus the Chargers. What do you think about that?
Chargers have a good defense, but when Drew
Do you think
Brees,
he's that low?
if Michael Thomas plays, no. 1-2-1 for the Bengals, yes. But if Michael Thomas plays, no. I think that Drew Brees is QB 12 or better.
I agree. I think especially if Michael Thomas is a go, I think he's got to do better than that 18 spot.
I agree.
I don't know if he's a consistent, he's not a top 10 guy every single week, 5, 6, 7 guy, but yeah, I think he gets better than the 18.
So somebody I want to just BS on right here. They got Daniel Jones as QB 16. Okay,
Yeah,
that ain't happening.
Yeah, I'm gonna call BS on that one too. Daniel Jones, oof.
Just no.
Yeah.
This is the week Dallas gets back on track defensively. Daniel Jones. I'm gonna put my backyard football defense up against Daniel Jones. Let's call it right now. I don't care. You bench Haskins, but that guy's still a starter. Get out of here with that.
Yeah.
He's horrible. I'm not a fan of him at number 16. I don't even care if it is. Burrow at number 13 against Baltimore. Somebody I want to go to real quick.
Ooh, that's an interesting one. I mean,
that's-
he's looked good.
Correct.
But then you have that Baltimore D who you think is normally good, but then you have Kansas City.
Does that say Jones is moving up? Like, are you talking Daniel Jones or Aaron Jones? Okay, move.
Oh, you're talking about
dude.
the rankings. I think.
Okay, yeah.
He's,
Daniel Jones shouldn't be listed in the top 20. Who'd you call BS on T Money? Was it James take that Jones was moving up? Joe Burrow though at 13 against Baltimore, they're gonna have to throw a lot to keep up. So I think he has. Okay, you were joking, James. I was worried, buddy.
I think I think there's potential there. I mean, I don't know. I might put him right there.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah,
I think he's a little potential to go a little higher, maybe a little lower.
How you guys think he does against Baltimore?
Yeah, we got some Bengals fans on here, so yeah, they're saying he might be going QB1.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm waiting for. Jones in general is top 16 for Burrow. I think that's fair. It depends. Like if the Baltimore defense that shows up against Haskins, who broke 300 yards on him, shows up, Joe Burrow could win MVP.
I don't know about this year. Maybe in the future.
Yeah, I could see him in the future.
I don't know right now though. They gotta get some guys.
Rookie of the year.
Rookie.
To me, he's already almost a shoe-in for that.
Yeah.
Burrow about to light that D up. I think so. Rookie of the year is very, very likely.
Yeah.
Definitely a big game. Baltimore, though, I think is going to come out to play. That defense is going to have to look to bounce back. I just don't think that there's any. I don't think there's Cincinnati can win this game. Right there.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for Cincy.
Right.
You know, it's one of those things. I think, like I said, Lamar's back on track. He's going against that defense. I think it's tough. You got all those running backs. I think, it could be high scoring. Again, if that Baltimore D shows up like it did, like you said, we'll see.
I think they may be looking to bounce back. You give up 300 yards to Dwayne Haskins, I'm sure they're going to get in trouble. Cincinnati is going to have to score a lot, which is why I think that Burrow can put up those type of numbers. I still see it being a 2-score game for Baltimore or better. Let's go. Any more QBs down here that interest you?
I don't know.
Derek Carr against Kansas City. Kansas City's defense looked good. Kirk Cousins against Seattle was somebody I could see definitely booming out of 21.
Yeah, he's at 21. I think there's potential there.
The defense hasn't looked good to me. They just haven't. I just don't see a situation where Kirk Cousins isn't throwing for his life. I hope Washington never wins again. There's a chance in that.
Washington never wins again.
This is a tough crowd tonight. I like it though.
Yeah. So you want to get a running back?
Yeah, let's jump to running backs. Boom. Let's see our rankings here in the running backs. These are ESPN's rankings, not my own. Oh, there we go.
All right. So top 3, of course, you got the shoe-ins: Kamara, Elliott, Cook. I think there's no argument there. You got Clyde Edwards-Helaire jumping up to the number 4 spot. I like Clyde. I've been big on him. He's definitely had the volume.
Yep.
He's playing in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I think there's potential there, but I don't know.
Until he starts scoring touchdowns.
Yeah.
When Washington plays Cincinnati, we will win that game. That's only a few weeks away. It's gonna happen.
Oh, you got J.K. versus Cincinnati. I love me some J.K.
Love
Dobbins.
J.K.
He's another one of those running backs. There's like 15 of them in the league who have all the talent in the world, and the team just doesn't want to use them. By the way, they're all on my team. So
yeah.
Or at least score touchdowns. They said he had the first game, 2 touchdowns.
Yep.
Other than that, I just don't understand how you have a guy like J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah, I don't know.
Don't get him involved in the offense.
I don't get it. J.K. has looked great catching the ball too, which was something people questioned coming out of Ohio State. Don't know why.
Yeah.
J.K. is fantastic when he gets the ball in his hands. He breaks tackles. He's shifty. I would love to see Baltimore use him more.
Yeah.
They're just paying a lot of respect to Ingram. But Gus Edwards is also looking really good when he runs the ball.
Yeah, I think he's played a part in it as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I think if Edwards doesn't do as well as he's done with the timeshare he's gotten, I think it becomes more of a two-headed monster.
Right.
But Gus Edwards doing as well with the touches he's had so far. I think they're willing to split it.
James would love to have J.K.
Ooh.
Trade for Aaron Jones.
Ooh, we talk.
I'm sorry.
Stop it.
I can't help
You
it.
stop it. No, hey, I'm always down for offers. Always down to listen for offers.
Good offers. Some legitimate offers. He's here for you.
Not Clyde Edwards-Helaire for James Robinson. Offers.
Yeah,
I
what
don't
is
want none of
what is that in a dynasty league?
I don't want none of
That was your boy, James Corey. But another guy in the top 6
Ooh.
is Josh Jacobs.
We already talked about it.
Can we stop this?
We already talked about it with Josh Jacobs. I just do not think he is a top 10 back. I mean, until he proves at least consistent. I think obviously there will be weeks where he is going to be a
I
top
agree.
5 guy. But consistently, I just don't understand why they keep putting him up there. I think just with the type of usage he's getting, I don't think that he's scoring.
And that offense just isn't threatening enough.
I'm going to call BS again for like the third week in a row.
I've been all over Josh Jacobs. I even traded for Josh Jacobs, and I traded him immediately. Twice now. I've traded for Josh Jacobs in leagues, and I've gotten rid of him. Josh Jacobs, to me, has bust written all over him. He's playing Kansas City. That has been a tough defense this year.
Yeah.
David Johnson looked pretty good in the first game, but but they're going to have to throw a lot. And maybe Jacobs gets it, but Rashard always comes in there to steal some catches.
He hasn't had more than, I think, 3 receptions all year.
J.K. for Thomas, Tyler. Like J.K. Dobbins for Michael Thomas from the Cincinnati Bengals type guy. I will do that trade. I will give him Michael Thomas from the Bengals for J.K. Another couple guys on here. Kareem Hunt's at number 8 against that. I would like him higher, but that Indy defense is really good this year.
Yeah, I think with me, I put him there. I think he has potential to be higher than that, but I'm not going to call BS.
Right, I'm not calling anything on that. I like that spot, but there is boom potential. I think Kareem, because he'll catch the ball too. It isn't going to be just about Kareem Hunt running the ball. It'll be him catching 2, which is always added value. So I like Kareem Hunt.
I've got one here. Miles Sanders at the 10 against Pittsburgh. I think I might call BS on that one.
I hope not.
I'm going to call BS. I like Miles Sanders. I'm not down on him per se, but I think against that Pittsburgh defense, they're going to have to pass the ball more. They just don't. The whole Eagles offense has been a letdown this year.
Correct. I agree.
Carson Wentz has got to go.
Carson Wentz has to step it up or he's got to go. I would like to see more than 13 carries from Miles Sanders. BS. Is that on Carson Wentz? Because I agree, he is BS. On Sanders, you don't like him at number 12? Well, of course you don't. You may have just traded him. But for me, I actually agree with you this week. I took a shot on Sanders. I know Pittsburgh's going to be a tough matchup. This is a longevity type move. I mean, we're in a dynasty league. I still like Miles Sanders. I just need Carson Wentz. But Carson Wentz needs some receiving weapons back. Alshon Jeffrey might be back. Deshaun Jackson might be back.
Well, the thing is, I would argue that point. You had the same exact situation the last 4 games of last year. All the wide receivers are injured.
True.
You have Sanders and Boston Scott, 2 amazing athletes, and they both lit it up. They were top 6 running backs.
The O-line was healthy then.
That's true.
I don't think they have one starting offensive lineman that was on their roster last year that is starting right now, and they're all just hurt. Jason Peters is even hurt. Eagles are having bad luck with injuries. The only one that hasn't got injured that Eagles fans are rooting for is Carson Wentz.
Hurts makes Miles better. I like it. I agree.
Yeah, I mean, because he's more explosive. You have to worry about what he's doing more.
I think just Hurts would be more. Yeah, you said you have to worry about the running threat, but also I think he's more of a check down guy, and they're going to run the ball more.
Yep.
So yeah, I agree. I think Hurts. If it's me, fantasy football wise, I say yes. Get Wentz out of there. Even real life football, get Wentz out of there.
Just the way he's been playing. I mean, he ties one game, he loses another game, he loses to Washington.
Yeah.
I think Wentz's time's coming to an end, boys. You don't draft Jalen Hurts in the 2nd round, and Doug Peterson was telling us something. Maybe you take a quarterback it isn't like when you're taking Aaron Rodgers. It's not like taking Jordan Love in the 1st because you have Aaron Rodgers sitting there and you just want to motivate him a little bit, maybe. I'll tell you what. If my quarterbacks can perform like that, because you took a quarterback in the first round to replace him, I will do it every season. I will draft a quarterback every year if that means my guy gets better, because Aaron Rodgers has came out like a man possessed.
Yep.
But he's on a bye week, so.
Looking good. Yeah.
Looking
I love it. Go Aaron Rodgers. I'm an Aaron Rodgers fan. So ever since with him and the Brett Favre stuff going on.
Yep.
Go Aaron Rodgers,
man. And the thing is he is still doing it with scrubs. Robert Tonyan, Scantling, some Shepherd guy.
I just throwing people in.
Mark Wahlberg showed up. I mean, it's nuts. Like what he's doing.
Made a movie about that.
Yeah, what he's doing with what he doesn't have. Aaron Jones has been phenomenal this year. I think he's like RB2 this year.
Beast, man.
Straight awesome with him. And
just gotta double check.
All right.
Anybody else you're thinking?
Damian Harris, I think at 36, has a little bit of a chance to boom. Yeah. Chase Edmonds against the Jets if Kenyon Drake can't get his stuff together.
I think an interesting guy to kind of look out for, Justin Jackson. He's at the 30. I don't know. I'm not going to call it BS or not. I think he could be 30 or even lower.
Yep.
But I think it's a guy to keep an eye on.
I agree.
If you haven't added him, he might be a waiver wire guy this week. Has the potential.
Agreed.
With Eckler going down, Kelly not looking the greatest. Justin Jackson has looked phenomenal every time he's had an opportunity in the NFL. Just injuries have killed him.
Yep.
So I think it has been my opinion. Again, I had him and I dropped him just with the injuries and other guys I had on my team. But I think if Justin Jackson gets a legitimate crack, you get him 15 to 20 touches. I feel like he can be big-time fantasy relevant.
I think he can be real good. Another guy I'm interested in, my boy Antonio Gibson coming in at 19. Washington really started to use him well last week. They saw a lot of similarities with him and Calf, they said, when they drafted him. He's not Christian McCaffrey, no. But last week put up 22 points because they started throwing in the ball, running the ball. Another guy I'm interested to see is Le'Veon Bell coming in at running back 20 off of the IR. I'm interested to see what they can do. They got to throw him the ball. You got Flacco starting, so that'll be an interesting take. Is Aaron Jones good? Like, what do you mean by good? Like, what kind of question is that?
Is he just good, or is he like a top 5 back? Because I mean, he's really good.
He's top 5 back. Like, if you asked me would I go all in again on Aaron Jones? Jonathan Taylor would be out the door for an Aaron Jones. Christian McCaffrey, no, I wouldn't do that. But I would trade a good. If I had Elaire, I would trade Elaire for a guy like Aaron Jones. Is he tradable?
Is he tradable? I think yes, if the deal is right.
If the deal is right, I see what we're doing here.
I see where he's trying to lead.
If the deal is right, I traded Aaron Jones already, but in return, I got DeAndre Hopkins and Chris Carson. So that's what I would look for in return.
Yeah, I think everybody is tradable. It just depends on what you get in return.
I'm not trading Calf.
You think he's untradeable?
Like, what is someone going to offer me?
What if somebody? It depends. Like, it just depends on what the deal is.
It depends. It depends on who I was trading him to. Okay.
Yeah.
Boom.
Who you were trading to?
There's certain people. Yeah. Well, there's guys in this league that can challenge my team. Melvin Gordon and Josh Robinson. Do you want to just submit the question? Do you want to ask us a question, Brandon? But Christian McCaffrey, it would take a great 2-to-1 type of deal. 3-to-2 if you give me like 2 really great pieces and 1 Bennett or James Robinson. Not Josh Robinson. What do I think of Melvin Gordon? Do you want to just present the scenario you're talking about, and we'll cover off on it? I'll be honest with my take. Like I said, I'm here to offend no one. So post it. If you want me to go cover the trade, I'll cover the trade. No hard feelings either way. I'll admit whether I would make it or not. Other than that, post the trade.
Yep. A guy who's kind of going down the list, running back wise, Devin Singletary. Still didn't look great when it was just him. He's a guy who I think was blown up at the beginning of the year. Everybody's saying it's going to be his time.
Yep.
Zach Moss gets brought in. People still think he's going to be a stud, and they kind of split time. Yeah. And Zach Moss has been out, and Singletary, I think, still averaged like 3 point something a game.
I like Ronald Jones is a lot better than running back 25 if Leonard Fournette doesn't play.
If he doesn't play, then I think he definitely can outperform that.
James, buddy, if the trade gets posted, I will talk about it honestly, and I know you won't care. You got thick skin. I'll give my honest take.
James is my dude.
That's what I'm here for. I respect every decision you decide to make, but I would love to see these trade scenarios get submitted to us, and we do cover off on them. We do give you guys who we think won, and things like that. I'm definitely down for that. Post the trade. We'll talk about it. We'll both give you our take on it. We're down for that. So if you guys submit it in the chat, we're all for it.
All right. So what? Anybody else on the list you want?
You got Melvin Gordon at 21. I think he could be a little bit better as long as Philip Lindsay isn't playing. Jerick McKinnon against Miami. If Raheem Mostert does not play, Jerick McKinnon's better than running back 27.
Oh, big time. I think that. Yeah. I think that's with. I think Mostert's actually on the list. So
what's up, Jacob Scott Mitchell?
Banking. Yeah, Jake, my dude, out of Dayton. But yeah, I think it just depends.
Right.
I think he way outperforms that.
I agree.
But
absolutely,
we'll see if Mostert plays.
If Mostert doesn't play, Jerick McKinnon's RB. He's up in the top 15, especially against Miami. Yeah. He's going to catch the ball. All right, so that's it for running backs. Let's hop over to wide receivers. Let's see what we got going on here. Let's see.
Who we got?
Oh, boom. Right here we come. Number one's Hopkins against the Jets.
Not going to BS that.
Yeah. Boys, he's getting all the targets and then some. I mean, that man is feasting this year.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill at the 2.
With Tyreek Hill, I mean...
He's not been bad. He's been good. But he hasn't been his running back 2.
Or wide receiver 2.
Or receiver 2.
Like his yardage this year, he's 19th. He's 19th in receptions, and he's tied for 3rd for 4 touchdowns.
His average, he's 24th.
Yeah.
Wide receiver 24.
He's having a good year.
A good year, but it's a down year whenever you're where you took Tyreek Hill at, it's a down year for him.
Yeah.
I just don't know. I mean, has he put up a top 2 ranking this week? I just don't think we've seen it.
Okay, so Melvin Gordon, James Robinson, Calvin Ridley for Aaron Jones, Tyler Lockett, and Mark Ingram. All right, so for me, I feel like there's almost no value in Mark Ingram. So Mark Ingram, if you look at that trade, Mark Ingram can play. He might get you a touchdown, get you 10 points. I like Calvin Ridley, but I feel like Calvin Ridley showed you what he can be if he faces the number 1 cornerback if Julio's not there.
5 targets, 0 receptions.
And part of it's on Matt Ryan, but I think Calvin Ridley's ceiling depends on whether Julio plays or not.
I would say so far that's been the proof.
Yeah.
I mean, from what we've seen.
Yeah,
It's like when Jones is in, taking the number 1 corner in the double teams.
Yep.
I mean, that's prime time. Facing a number 2 corner or being the second option.
Yep.
Ridley's gone off. But in the times where we've seen where Jones is out, not so great sledding.
So you have Melvin Gordon. I only think Melvin Gordon's productions. I think he's running back 11 on the season. He had one huge game. The rest of it's been steady. It's been 14, 13, 11. I think he's probably only projected for 11 again. But also, I'm keeping that in mind that Philip Lindsay's out hurt. If Philip Lindsay wasn't in the picture going forward, I think Melvin Gordon could be a top 10 running back if they get steady quarterback play. Yeah. Because as soon as you can start stacking the box on Melvin Gordon, I don't know that I value Melvin Gordon as a top 10 running back.
Yeah, his stats so far, 14.6, 16.4, 7.8, and then obviously had a big game against the Jets, who are a terrible team, 25.8 points. So nothing over. It's at 14 to 16, a 7, and then a 25.
Yep.
So I just don't see, we'll see. He'll face New England this week.
Yeah.
I just don't think he's putting up 25 points. Could be wrong, but if you would say, BS or not, Melvin Gordon was at 25 points or is a top 10 running back this week, I call BS.
Right. I think with Melvin Gordon, he can be steady. You're going to get, I think, a steady 10 to 15 points almost every week.
Yeah.
I don't think he has the ceiling of an Aaron Jones because Aaron Jones is in that offense where, and honestly, Jamal Williams is taking some touches from him, but I'm not scared of that.
Doesn't matter. He's getting his.
Philip Lindsay's coming in for full drives when he comes back. He did it the first week they played together. I still think Melvin Gordon has value. James Robinson, very interesting. All right, so James Robinson, I don't know what to make of. He's RB6 on the season. He blew up against me. He had a really good game the week I played him. It hurt me, but I have to wonder, does it stay there?
I think that is the biggest thing. Is just
Right.
it's not proven, especially whenever Raquel Armstead, he was supposed to be the guy. He was
Right.
supposed to be the starter.
And his Zigbo come back.
Yeah, and then Zigbo, same thing. They were going to get him some touches. So both those guys have been out. So he really has been the only guy
Yeah.
at the running back position. So yeah, I am not in on James Robinson until we see Raquel Armstead and
Right.
Devin Zigbo come back.
The other thing is his yardage is okay, 62, 102, 46, 75. He has to stay catching the ball. If he doesn't catch the ball, I think his value for James Robinson's low. Now, look, if James Robinson stays RB6 range, great, great. I I combine them together. James Robinson's averaging 19, Gordon's averaging 16. Nice averages. I don't hate it. I don't love it. I wouldn't trade, to be honest, I wouldn't give Aaron Jones for both of them. Now, the team, it depends on the team needs also. My instance, I don't need running backs, so it's a little bit harder for me to say that.
Right.
If you are a running back needy team and you can do 2 for 1, it's hard for me to tell you no.
Right.
But again, I think the proof will be if James Robinson stays the volume that he is.
I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Like, if it was just on a week, like, if you could guarantee that Melvin Gordon, James Robinson are going to be 20-point guys every week, yeah,
Right.
I think it makes sense. But I think that is more likely a negative on that than
Agreed.
a confirmation. Like,
Agreed.
I just think it's the chances are way less likely that Gordon and Robinson keep that production up,
Right.
as opposed to Jones and Lockett.
Yeah.
They're locked in.
I don't
Like,
think, and I think
Lockett had a
Lockett's-
little bit of a down
He,
game.
he had 5.9 against Miami.
Yeah.
That being said, it was 17, 19, and 37. I think that now look, Calvin Ridley had those weeks, but I think Calvin Ridley is definitely dependent on Julio Jones being in the system.
Yeah.
The other thing is too, when you ask me, do I trust Russell Wilson or do I trust Matt Ryan?
Right.
Do I trust Pete Carroll or do I trust Dan Quinn? I'm going Pete Carroll and I'm going Tyler Lockett. Now, if you tell me head to head, Calvin Ridley for Lockett's kind of a hard trade. Tyler Lockett's are his wide receiver 4 right now in the year. Calvin Ridley is wide receiver 3. So they're right there beside each other. They both had a down week. So Lockett had, like I said, 5 something, and Ridley had 0. Ridley had 33, 29, and 16. Now against Seattle, Julio was there. Against Dallas, Julio was there. But against Chicago, where he went 5 for 110, had a decent game, Julio wasn't there. This week, Julio went out first half. He gets 0 points.
5 targets, 0 receptions.
Yep. I do not, necessarily. For me, the team that got Lockett and Aaron Jones won the trade. I would want to be the Aaron Jones, Tyler Lockett side of the deal. No offense to anybody who made the trade.
Yeah.
I understand why the trade was made. I'm not like, oh my God, it's horrible, because that's not what I'm about to do.
Right. I think a lot of it, they said, it is situational.
Right.
When you're talking about it.
Correct.
But just on paper, when you just look at, tit for tat,
Yeah.
these guys, yeah, I'm taking the Jones Lockett. Ingram's
He's a
wash.
wash,
Like I
yeah.
said, he's droppable almost.
A
at this
cute little
point.
piece to throw in there. I like that. Push it over the edge.
Yeah.
But Jones Lockett absolutely for me.
Depending though, I mean, we say that now with Ingram, but if Ingram would get traded today,
Yeah.
and go to a different team and becomes the guy,
Put him on Miami.
yeah,
Put him on New England even. Well,
Yeah.
nah, New England, because they
yeah, it's tough for anybody to be significant.
I mean, if Sam Fran keeps racking up the injuries, so I think there's potential there if Ingram gets moved on. Let's hop back into the rankings now. Overall, though, guys, it's a tough trade. But I like the Jones Lockett side the best. Where are we at? Wide receivers?
Yep.
All right, let's hop back in there. All right. Amari Cooper, number 11. I kind of like him better than that.
I mean, I was down on him at the beginning of the year,
Yep.
thinking that it was going to be more the. I mean, Gallup out-targeted him the last half
Yeah.
of last year. But,
Yeah.
I mean, CeeDee Lamb apparently has changed that offense.
CeeDee Lamb's playing really well.
Yeah.
Wide receiver 16 on the year. I think
think
Amari
he's-
Cooper's wide receiver 4.
Yeah.
That's doing it, though.
Everybody in that offense is
Yep.
relevant except for Gallup.
Absolutely.
That's
No, I agree.
Everybody else, studs.
Michael Thomas right there at number 3. If he comes back,
Plays.
love him in that top 3, but he has to come back.
Locked at the 5. You got Diggs at the 7, Tennessee. I don't hate that. You got Ridley against Carolina at the number 8 spot. What do you think?
So, it's Carolina. He has a chance to just squash everything we said and have a 40-point game.
Yeah.
That is what you have there with Calvin Ridley. I think Calvin Ridley can ball out.
Yep. Let's see.
Metcalf at 9 always has a chance to be right there or better.
I like him. You got look at Robbie Anderson, number 13 against Atlanta.
Yeah.
I like Robbie Anderson.
And
I think especially against Atlanta.
Teddy Bridgewater likes Robbie Anderson. So I definitely like Robbie Anderson at that spot or better. Atlanta's defense is horrible.
Yeah.
They don't have a cornerback to cover him. Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore could be in for big days.
We got Scary Terry, number 17 against Los Angeles.
I'm very interested to see Kyle Allen. The problem is with Kyle Allen last year, DJ Moore, Greg Olsen, can't even remember the other wide receiver they had, Curtis Samuel.
Yeah.
They had 2 games last year with Kyle Allen where one of them put up 17 or better.
Yeah.
Kyle Allen did not add value to DJ Moore and them very often. He added value to the running backs. Christian McCaffrey caught everything under the sun last year. I'm not sure until I see him in that offense with Kyle Allen. It scares me a little bit. We got Will Fuller coming in at 16. I don't hate it if he's been producing okay. He's been up and down.
Tyler Boyd at the 20 against Baltimore. What do you think on that?
I think
I would call some BS on that.
I think he could be higher.
Yeah. I think he's going to be higher. I think he has to be. If Cincinnati wants to win, I think he has to be. I mean, Mixon's going to get his, but you still
Tyler
have to
Boyd
move
has
on
to
there.
be in the top 10 this week if Cincinnati's competing.
Yeah.
Tyler Boyd is really stepped up.
Yeah.
Terry McLaurin had, I think, like 10 receptions, 111 yards last week, something like that, against Baltimore.
Yeah.
Tyler Boyd plays very similarly. He's not as fast, but he runs the slants, he runs the drags. I think Boyd could be in for a nice week. Devontae Parker against San Fran. Depends on if Richard Sherman was playing or not, but I think he has a better chance to be better than wide receiver 21.
Oh, here's a guy. This is a big time BS for me. I think he's going to be a boom player. Justin Jefferson, 27 against Seattle.
Ooh.
I think he outperforms that. Just the way he's looked and how that Seattle D looks, and it's most likely going to be a high-scoring game. I think he's a locked-in boom.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you got to score a lot, and if Justin Jefferson doesn't have a good week, it's because Kirk Cousins plays bad.
Ooh, Drew Sample.
What do I? So Drew Sample is somebody that I picked up. Very interesting. He got red zone targets in the end zone targets last week from Burrow. I feel as though if he's somebody Burrow can click with, you could see a bright future out of Drew Sample. If our rosters were deep enough, he's somebody I'd like to stash. If I had a taxi squad, he's somebody I'd like to throw on there to carry over. I think Drew Sample could have a bright future.
Yep.
He just keep building on that rapport, stay on the field, and I like Drew Sample.
Yep.
If my boy Debo, he's here at 31.
Debo.
It depends on if his usage goes up. He was 30 on the field 34% of snaps last week. If he's on the field for more than that, Debo Samuel can break this 31 rank. I think he could be a top 20 wide receiver.
CeeDee Lamb at the 30 against the Giants. What do you think on that?
I think he outperforms it. I think he'll hit about where he's been hitting, wide receiver 16 range, 15 to 20 range.
I think way above the 30
Yeah.
spot. I think especially now. Again, it's early in the season, but based on what we've seen, especially when you think he's only going to get better.
Yeah. He's only going to click with that offense more.
Yeah, I think he's way better than the 30.
I agree. Hunter Renfrow, somebody I like. He's at 35. I think he could be better. We got AJ Green way down here at 41. Scotty Miller, if he plays, he boomed last week.
Yep.
He boomed last week.
Finally.
Scotty Miller really stepped up his game. He was what Tom needed. Tom Brady balled out last week.
Yeah.
5 touchdowns. I mean, the guy just turned back the clock past couple weeks. Really enjoying what I'm seeing.
Told you not to get scared. All right, we said that. We said it the first 2 weeks. Hey, don't discount this Tampa Bay offense.
Going to take some time, and sure enough, they're panning out.
Yep.
You got T. Higgins down here at 42.
Ooh.
He's had a couple nice games. T. Higgins is somebody that is slowly sneaking up to be pretty good. He had 4 targets for 77 yards last week. Week before that, he had 5 receptions for 40 yards and 2 touchdowns. But what I like more is since week 2, he had 6 targets on week 2. He had 9 targets week 3, and he had 7 targets week 4. That's somebody that if I'm in a dynasty league and I can get my hands on, I would love to have some T. Higgins because him and Burrow are clearly syncing up.
Yep.
He's picking up where A.J. Green's falling off.
Yep.
T. Higgins, the more he becomes comfortable in the NFL, the more that he gets used to the offense and the speed and the hitting.
And then that paired along with Joe Burrow as well. He's only going to get better as well.
Agreed.
So I think those 2 players, they're both only going to get better. That's right at the beginning of their careers, and each game is just more and more chemistry.
Yep.
So, yeah, I like him, especially in the Dynasty League. Get him.
What's up, Dave? Kia? You already missed us going about the Broncos, Dave. I had some haters up in here earlier, bud.
Hating on the Broncos.
Tight ends, we can jump over to them real quick.
Let's check them out.
Yep.
Yeah, Kittle at 1, of course, based on the week he had last week. Yeah,
He's
15 targets, 15 receptions.
Straight killer.
Woo! Big time.
Kelsey, Waller, rounding out top 3. Mark Andrews, that's kind of what you expect. Zach Ertz at 5.
Against Pitt, kind of tough.
Minka Fitzpatrick's probably going to cover him a lot, or you're going to see some Devin Bush. Dave, they're probably gone. I started installed in Cincinnati. Boys got up out of here quick, started hating on the Browns. They scattered. Going back to the rankings, Zach Ertz, though, Minka Fitzpatrick, I mean, he had 4 catches for 9 yards last week.
Yeah, it's bad. I don't know, man. I thought he was in for a bigger role, too, with Goddard going there.
Yeah.
Goddard. But man, yeah, a little tough for Zach Ertz. It's not good for him. He was requesting all that money too. He wanted Kelsey and Kittle money.
Now, I do think that he has a chance to have a good week. I'm not going to say that he doesn't, because Zach Ertz is good. He just has to really start to get some yak. That's what we need.
Yeah.
So then, Tammy says Denver needs Lindsey back. I agree. What's up, Nicole?
It helps them for sure.
Yep. Dalton Schultz here at 10. He has balled out so far for Dallas since he started.
Looking good.
He's did exactly what I think we thought Blake Jarwin was going to do.
Yeah. I think it's very similar to what we projected. We talked about, I think, in our first video.
Yeah.
Jarwin had that. Yeah, high on Blake Jarwin.
Yep.
And then he got injured. But yeah, I mean, he stepped in and put up the production that we had slated for Jarwin.
Who else we got down here? Hayden Hurst at 11. He's somebody I thought I'd see a little bit more out of this year.
Yeah, he's starting to pick it up.
I agree.
He had, I think, 4 receptions last game. Not crazy yards, 40 yards.
He had 4 receptions, 50 yards. The week before that, he had 1 reception for 1 yard. But then he had
a touchdown.
Yep. Then he had 5 receptions, 72 yards, a touchdown. Hayden Hurst is somebody I think every week has a chance to be good.
Yeah, I think it's just getting used to it.
Yep.
Getting used to that offense, being involved more.
To be honest, I don't know what Atlanta's doing sometimes. Gurley's not involved in the pass game. Dan Quinn, buddy, I don't dislike you. There's other head coaches I think are worse than you. Adam Gase, Matt Patricia. Guys, I'll put my Madden team out there for you. I'll play from home. It's pretty bad what I'm seeing out of Dan Quinn right now. They blow late leads, and then you get out there and you don't even know what they're doing. It's like every game for them is like the Patriots Super Bowl. They get a lead and they just blow it. I don't understand. Dan Quinn just can't finish it out.
Yep.
Love the plaque on the wall. Yeah. Looks good back there, doesn't he? Got my fantasy title belt 2 years running.
He's the Broncos fan, not me.
Well,
not me.
I have good taste. Some other guys on the list, a little bit of Jimmy Graham. Tyler Higbee against Washington, ranked at 13.
I think, man, with him, it was up and down. He had that one big game, the 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
But it's been a little tough sledding.
It has been rough. Washington's probably a decent matchup because we do not have good linebackers. We have Landon Collins and we have Troy Apke at safety. If there's a bounce back week for Higbee, it could be this one. Mark Andrews had a good week against us last week.
Yep.
If he wants to ball out, If he wants to bounce back for the Rams, this is the week to do it. 13 to me, though, I could see him going a lot higher. So, anybody else? Drew Sample comes in at 20. Till he's out there often, I like it. Noah Fant, somebody I think's top 10 tight end if he stays healthy. What's up, Mark Hall Jr.?
Oh,
Hey, buddy.
on.
Yeah, Noah Fant, somebody if he's healthy, he's top 10 tight end in my book every single week. He's showing the talent to be great. I love me some Noah Fant.
Yep.
Tyler Eifert riding on top 25. So.
Yep. All right, man. What do you think? You got anything else?
No, man. Good week. Excited for the matchups this week. Any games that kind of just stick out to us? Anything you guys want? What's up, Dakota? Shoot us a message. We'll cover it off. You got any trade scenarios? You got any players you want us to talk about? We'll break it down. We'll give you our honest takes. We're ready for it. You got a nice game tomorrow with the Buccaneers and the Bears. Make sure you tune in for that one.
Excited to see what Tom Brady and that offense does against the Bears D.
Mike Evans is a starter. Ronald Jones is a nice flex option, but start him in your running back spot. If you play Ronald Jones, you play Evans, play him in your running back, play him in your wide receiver slot. You need to leave your flexes open for late week COVID reports or injury reports. Always be mindful of the COVID.
Yep.
Stephon Gilmore is going to be out with it. Cam's still going to be out with it. Just Tennessee's had more players test positive with it, so if you have Derrick Henry, that's something to keep your eye on.
Yeah, I think it's true with any flex. It's tough. If you have a guy starting them on a Thursday night, a little bit risky.
Yeah,
it could be if you're thin at running back, and you have say if you have 3 really good running backs and then it falls off from there. Well, if you start your stud at the flex, and then all of a sudden one other guy can't go. Then you're in tough sledding. So start him at the running back, and then you can always fill in that flex.
Leave that flex spot open until the game's hit, buddies. Chiefs going to take the Raiders out. They're going to be 5-0. Falcons get their first win this week over the Panthers. I'm calling that one. Other than that, man, if you guys need anything, let us know. Chicago don't have a chance. It will be 11 versus 16. Oh, you calling them refs out? Calling it. Hey, if Nick Foles plays like he did last week, they don't have a chance. I thought Nick Foles would come in and do a little bit better, but I just think that Nagy maybe reacted too soon pulling Trubisky. That's not saying Foles can't pull it out. I didn't think Mitchell looked that bad this year. I thought, he brought you back late. I hated to see the move already. Little premature on the season, but that just seems to be the theme so far. So, all right, guys.
All right, thanks, everybody.
Yeah, appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure to come back next week. Make sure if you got any fan questions, hit us up with them. We'll be sure to get to them. Trade scenarios, send them to us throughout the week. We'll both get back to you guys. We appreciate everybody tuning in and interacting tonight. All right, thank you guys.